Hello everybody, this is Lisa from Pressure Crisp, and today we're going to be making chicken taco, Tex-Mex, burrito. We're not sure what we're going to call it, but it has like a taco theme slash Tex-Mex, and there's so many things that you can do with this one stuffing. You can put it in a burrito, you can do lettuce wraps, you can make a bowl, and you can stuff peppers with it and everything. Usually it calls for the rice to be mixed together. We're actually going to cook the rice separate, just in case if somebody is like low carb and they don't want the carbs or they don't want as much rice. We're going to do it separate. It's going to be a pot and pot method. So let's just jump right in and get started. So we're going to start with the rice first because it's the pot and pot method. This is 1 cup of jasmine rice. Rinse thoroughly under cold water. You want the water to run clear. So this is 1 cup of jasmine rice. To this, I'm just going to add about a half a teaspoon of salt. And I make my rice this way. You can do the 1-to-1 ratio, but this is the way I make it because I prefer a more moist rice. This is 1 1/4 of water. So we're just going to give that a shake, just like that. Put the lid on it and just put it off to the side. What you're going to need is, this is about 1.5 pounds of chicken thighs. You can use chicken breast. It's a little bit drier, I'm not going to lie to you. You're also going to need 1 15-ounce jar of salsa. It can be mild, medium, hot, whatever you want. That's up to you. You're also going to need 1 15-ounce can of black beans. You want to rinse these under cold water and drain them. Also, 1 can of whole kernel corn. You want to drain this. You're also going to need 2 packets of taco seasoning. And I always add, this is the green chilies in the can. This is 2 ounces. This is half a can, which I like to add a little bit more heat. That's the way I prefer it. This is an optional step. So just to get started, I'm just going to go ahead and add the salsa to the bowl. What I am going to do next, I'm going to add those 2 packets of taco seasoning. Okay, we're just going to mix this. Just stir this to combine this so it's incorporated. And I'm going to go ahead and add that half a cup of water right now. Okay, once again, just give this a stir. Now we're going to go ahead and add the black beans, the corn, add those green chilies if you want them. This is going to be so good, and this has so many applications. That's why I like to keep the rice out of it, so then you can make it, you can suit it to the way you want it. I'm looking at this right now. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more water. There we go. So it's a total of 3/4 of a cup of water. Because like I said, I do not want that burn notice on this. You're just going to add your chicken. There we go. So we're going to take, you can use the metal trivet that came with yours. I'm just going to pop this in right here. And we're going to set the rice right on top of that. Just like so. You're going to add the pressure lid. You want to make sure it's set to seal in the back. Okay, we're going to select pressure, automatically defaults to high. The time, we're going to bring it down to 6 minutes and hit start. Okay, so I got that dreaded water signal. So I did a manual release. We're going to take the lid off. Once again, be careful because it will be steamy and it's boiling. So we're going to lift this out and we're going to salvage this dish. This is good that this happened. Once again, be careful. This is going to be hot, hot, hot. Just going to pick this up. Put it over here on the stove. We're going to lift that trivet right out. It's probably the weight of the pot and pot rice that made this happen. Use the tongs. There we go. Yeah, definitely. It's because of the weight of the pot and pot. Because there is definitely enough water in here. So we're going to take this out of the pot. And we're actually going to put a trivet down on the bottom. And this is what the pot looks like after you pour it out. It is a little bit burnt on the bottom. That's fine. I did taste it just to make sure it didn't have that burn taste, so I know I can salvage this dish. So I'm going to clean this pot and I'll be back. Okay. So I temped the chicken, and actually the chicken dish is done. So what I'm going to do, I am going to go ahead and put the rice back in because I did taste test that. That is not done. What I'm going to do right now is add about a cup of water. We're going to put that trivet back in here. And we're just going to pick this rice up. Once again, it's going to be hot. We're going to put it right back in there. Go ahead and put your pressure lid on. There we go. Set it to seal. We're going to go to pressure, high, it automatically defaults. The time, we're going to bring this all the way down to I would probably say 1 minute, and we're just gonna hit start. This is actually a good learning experience. Just to say that I've made this dish before and the water alarm alert did not come on before. And I'm thinking the weight of the pot pushed everything down to the bottom. And unfortunately the 6.5 quart isn't big enough to do the pot where you have both pots in. That would be the best thing to do, is have your chicken in one pot and your rice in the other pot. The 8 quart is big enough, the 6.5 quart is not. Also, I would probably put a trivet in the bottom, then put your product in there, then put another trivet, because it's going to sink, it weighs down heavy onto the chicken and the other stuff that's in there, and it pushes it down to create that water signal. Another thing, the chicken is actually done. Instant read thermometer is your best friend. This is a Thermapen. I've had this probably, I don't know, 6 or 10 years. Super. The only thing I had to replace on it is the battery in the back. Instant read, just like that. It gives you a temp. I did temp all this chicken, so I know it's done. And see the water in there? That's what I mean. There was enough water, but I think with the weight, that's what happened. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this chicken out and we're going to shred it. Just take a fork, use 2 forks, whatever you want to do, and just sit here and shred this chicken up. All right, so while I was shredding that chicken up, I am all done with the shredded chicken. We're going to do a natural release for 10 minutes. It's starting to count up. It's been 10 minutes. We're going to do a manual release. Tab's going down in the back. We're going to take the lid off. Once again, watch out for the steam and the dripping water. Just going to shake it a bit, put it off to the side. This is going to be very hot. So once again, please be careful. We're going to lift this right out of here. Put it over here on the cutting board. Just take the lid off. Once again, there's water on top. Be careful. Right, we're going to fluff this with a fork. Yeah, I think it's good. We are going to do a quick taste test just to make sure. And this is basically how you can salvage when that water notice comes on. Let's do a quick taste test here. Hot. It's done. But I'm going to show you what you can do by having the rice on the side, shredded chicken dish. I mean, it is fantastic. So what we're going to do right now, I'm just going to show you real quick what you can do. We're just going to take this rice. I just want to touch that, make sure it's not too hot. All right. Depending on how much you want, you can just pour off a little bit of rice. Then you're going to take some of this mixture. Just going to put it right on top. And basically what you're going to do, you're just going to stir this all up. Just going to keep stirring. I mean, you can take all the rice and put it into that dish, but I'm choosing not to because I want to show you several things that you can actually do with this. Then just take a bowl, you know, whatever size you want. Just going to serve this right in here. Then on top of this, just take some, this is Colby Jack cheese. Just going to put some cheese on top. Just like that. And that'll melt right down in there. You can add chopped tomato. I am going to add some cilantro to show you at the end what it does look like. But it's perfect. Just like this. That's a perfect little lunch. You can also just take, my lettuce kind of broke, but you actually take some of this mixture and you can put it right into lettuce wraps. You just take a little bit of cheese, put a little cheese on top, not too much. Flour tortilla. I always overstuff these. I gotta see how I can prevent that from happening. So we're just gonna take a little bit of this rice mixture. We're gonna say that's enough right there. There's not a lot of chicken. Once again, just go over, grab some of that chicken, put it right in there. You can take some cheese, a little bit of chopped tomato in here. You can put sour cream if you want in here. Well, let's see if we can stuff this, because I did kind of overstuff it just a bit. These are the smaller, I think they're 6 or 8 inch flour tortillas. So I'm going to tuck that in. Tuck that in. And just roll. So you have 3 different options. You can also take this mixture and put it into stuffed peppers. And let's just do a taste test on all these. Then for the grand finale here. This is what we did. We made basically a Tex-Mex / taco rice bowl. We just mixed by eye. You can add as much or as little as rice that you want. And we mixed it, put it in a bowl, put some chopped tomatoes, some Colby Jack cheese, a little bit of guacamole, sour cream, cilantro. If you have a lime or something, you can squirt a lime over it. We also made a lettuce wrap. The lettuce wrap is fantastic. It does have the rice in it, or you can just take the mixture plain and just put it on there without the rice if you're doing like a lower carb, because black beans do have carbs. And then we also made a little burrito. This is fantastic. You can put the tomato inside, you can put the sour cream and the guac inside. I'm just gonna dip it, but I mean, look at that. This looks wonderful. Let's go for the bowl first. I'm gonna get a little bit of sour cream and guac here. There we go. This is really good. On another note, you can actually add more salsa if you wanted to. And with that burn notice, I taste no burning at all. If I did, I would let you know. Let's go for the lettuce wrap. I'll try to here. Look at that. Beautiful. Make sure you go over a plate because you will get this all over you. It's like eating the New York City style pizza. You have to lean, fold, you have to fold it, lean, then bite it. Fantastic. Amazing on the lettuce wrap. Really, really nice. Last one. Lovely burrito. We're just going to dip it in the guac and sour. Give it a bite. These are all fantastic. And don't let that water notice concern you. Just come up with a plan, decide what you're going to do, and then just implement it. It wasn't hard. The stuff, it was not burnt tasting, so I know I could salvage it. The rice, just popped it in. I did taste test it. It was a little hard, not too bad, so I knew it didn't need that much more cooking. I figured 1 minute, because it takes quite a few minutes to get up to pressure, and then do the natural release for 10. Came out perfect. So when you get that dreaded water notice, don't abandon it. Just add a little bit more water, or hindsight's always 20/20. I would have used 2 trivets. Put a trivet on the bottom to keep the chicken and some of the other stuff off the bottom. But I think they're doing the pot and pot with the rice. It was heavy, weighed it down, and that's what created that burn notice. Because as you can see, there was more than enough liquid in there. Also, you can actually make it separately too. Do the rice first, pot and pot method, so it keeps the bowl clean. Or you can do it right in the bowl. Clean your bowl and then do your chicken. You can also put a trivet in the bottom so the meat is not sitting on the bottom. So please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. Delicious.